Now that you are in a deep trance, we are going to give you a trigger, or reinforce it if you already have it. The trigger phrase is "I am Morgana." If you use this trigger phrase, or if someone that you trust says the trigger phrase "You are Morgana," you will undergo the transformation that you are about to experience again at whatever speed you want. Additionally, you will instantly turn back into a human when you use the reset phrase "I am not Morgana," or if someone that you trust says the reset phrase "You are not Morgana." Now the transformation will begin. First, see a yellow bandana with a knot tied in it in front of you. It is big enough for you to easily put on, and you do so. Once you do, it immediately shrinks so that it is just barely too small for you to take off, and the knot becomes a solid mass, making it impossible for the bandana to be removed. Then, you start to feel a tingling sensation wherever the bandana is touching you. The tingling sensation washes over your entire body, leaving behind a short coat of soft fur and consuming any hair that you have as it does so. The fur on most of your body is black, but the fur on your hands and feet, as well as the fur on the inside of your ears and the front half of your face, is white. After that, you feel a somewhat stronger tingling sensation where the bandana touches you, that tingling sensation washing over you just like the last one did. When the tingling sensation reaches your head, it will become wider so that it is as wide as it is long, as well as rounder so that it is almost shaped like a sphere. When the tingling sensation reaches your nose, it will disappear, leaving behind no trace of its existence except for your nose holes. When the tingling sensation reaches your eyes, they stretch downwards so that the bottom of them is just above the bottom half of your head, and they stretch upwards so that the top of them is just below the edge between the top and front of your head. You will find that your sight is just as good as it was before this transformation began, despite how different your new eyes are from your old ones. When the tingling sensation reaches your ears, they change shape so that they are shaped like hollow cones that have been cut in half, and then rotate downwards 45 degrees. Their height and width stays the same, but they become as long as they are wide. Despite the differences between your new and old ears, you will find that your hearing is just as good as it was before this transformation began. When the tingling sensation reaches the base of your spine, a tail will quickly grow from it that is 1/5 as wide as your torso is and as long as the combined height of your torso, neck, and head. The first 4/5 of your tail is covered in the same black fur that covers most of your body, but the last 1/5 of it is covered in white fur. Also, your tail ends in a short rounded point. When the tingling sensation reaches your toes, your toenails disappear and skin covered in your fur replaces them, leaving behind no sign that you ever had them. Then, your toes merge and change shape so that you have 3 toes on each of your feet, each of which is 1/3 as wide as your feet are and as long as your longest toe was. When the tingling sensation reaches your fingers, your fingernails disappear as fur-covered skin replaces them, leaving behind no evidence that you ever had them. Then, your fingers merge and change shape so that you have 3 fingers on each of your hands, each of which is 1/3 as wide as your hands are and as long as your longest finger was. Of course, you will still have your normal number of fingers and use them as you normally would, but you will only be able to perceive yourself as having 3 fingers on each of your hands, and you won't be able to understand any logic when it is applied in a way that directly suggests that this is not the case, as well as any logic that directly suggests that you should not have the capabilities of a creature that has 5 fingers on each hand. Next, you feel another much stronger tingling sensation where the bandana touches you, but this time it just goes up. As it crosses the top half of your head, a black mask forms that covers it entirely except for your eyes and the bottom side of your ears. It is so tight that it matches the shape of your head perfectly, but you don't feel any pressure from it. The mask is made out of a fabric that you can breathe through, allowing you to still breathe through your nose holes despite the fact that the mask covers them. Also, this mask is impossible to remove, almost as if it has fused with the skin and fur that is underneath it. Now, feel a final tingling sensation start where the bandana touches you. It is many times stronger than the last one was, and it takes a few seconds to build up. Then, it only goes up like the last one did. But unlike the last one, you don't just feel the tingling sensation on the outside of your head, but on the inside of it too. When the tingling sensation reaches your eyes, your irises turn a shade of blue that is so vibrant that no human could ever have eyes like yours. As this happens, your mind changes in several ways. The first is that you will have an increased desire to prove yourself to others if that desire is not already strong for you. The second change to your mind is that you will find that you have a hard time explaining how you are feeling most of the time, finding that you just can't think of the right words most of the times that you try to. The third mental change is that you will find that you are now slightly mischievous if you weren't already, and that you are more likely to tease people, but you will always be careful to never do so much that it becomes an issue. Also, you will never try to make a person feel unnecessarily worse if they are feeling ashamed or guilty, and you will find that it is easy to empathize with people. The last mental change is that you will generally be both optimistic and modest. Finally, the effects of this hypnosis file will become inactive if they are a risk to your physical body or your well-being, if they are a risk to your social or professional life, if there is an emergency that they would prevent you from dealing with to the best of your abilities, or if they are a risk to your mental health. Also, any effect of this hypnosis file that was an issue will become active again once it no longer will be one. Additionally, you will never find this hypnosis file or the effects of it even slightly addicting. Now you have been transformed into Morgana, a form that I am positive that you will enjoy. This session is almost over, so goodbye, my blue-eyed friend.